Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Place Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Expresses. So the most important news and editorial would be discussed in this session. Before I start, just to tell you the topics of today. Today is 28th of July. The first topic is Dholavira on UNESCO World Heritage List. Second, Parliamentary Committee recommendations for MSME revival. We know that during COVID-19, these sectors were severely impacted. Third, job loss in tourism sector amid pandemic. The other sector which is witnessing a huge, basically shortfalls of the manpower is the tourism sectors. US stand on China Sea claims. And the last is needed an anti-trafficking law. So this is an editorial from the Hindu. Apart from all the news discussion, there would be some MCQ questions. These questions are based on relevant current affairs that will help you in the upcoming prelims examinations. So without any further ado, let's get started. And those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up. Now starting the session with the first news, that is Dholavira and UNESCO World Heritage List. So this is something which is very important for your general studies paper 1 in the mains. Many a times we don't find news from general studies paper 1. So this is important for Indian culture. Will cover the salient aspects of art form, literature, architectures, ancient to modern times. And UNESCO World Heritage, Dholavira sites, these are very relevant for your prelims examination in the culture section also. So what is there in the news? Dholavira, this Harappan city, which is situated in Gujarat, has been recently named as a World Heritage Site by the UN Education Cultural Organization, right? जिसको UNESCO भी कहते हैं. We'll understand what is UNESCO, how does it functions also in the later part of the video. Now talking about Dholavira, this is a 40th site on the UNESCO World Heritage List from India, right? We have almost 38 and 39 sites before, but these number, including the Dholavira, has make the numbers 40 now. Now the new additions come after the UNESCO has named Katatia. This is in the Rudeshwara Rampa temple in the Telangana. This is a World Heritage Site which was announced by the UNESCO on 25th of July this year. And the Harappan site has been a tentative list from 2014. ऐसा नहीं है अभी, इनको 2014 में watch list में रखा गया था. And after all the studies that was conducted by the UN Education and Cultural Organization, the final approval has been given to the Dholavira sites. Now Gujarat की अगर बात करें, this is a third site from Gujarat in the UNESCO World Heritage List. The other is Champaner in Pavagadh, Rani Ki Pav in Patan. These are the historical city and the historical city of Ahmedabad, right? So 3 more sites which is there in the Gujarat state, and the other include the Dholavira. So total there would be 4 numbers. So these factual statements are very important for your examination. Now जो conservation के बारे में study की गई थी World Heritage Committee ने, so they have observed something very astonishing fact regarding the Dholavira site. So before they make the announcement, so the UNESCO has highlighted some of the important features about Dholavira. The first is water management system. So this is something which was found very interesting to the committee. The second is multi-layer defensive mechanism which people used to build at that point of time. Extensive use of stone construction, because at that point of time, at that era, the cement were not discovered, right? So people were using stone in the constructions. Special burial structures set in the ancient city apart from the older cultural sites. So these were the 4 important features that highlighted the more significance of the Dholavira. Now these are the images that will help you understand how does it look, what were the architecture skill sets that people poses at that point of time. You can see 3 images here. So these images itself is so magnificent that can tell you that how people were skilled, what sort of knowledge they were using during the urban planning in the Dholavira cities. Now something more interesting about Dholavira, this is something which is important for your prelims. They can ask you a factual question from here. So it is one of the most remarkable and well preserved अर्बन सेटलमेंट, अगर साउथ एशिया की बात करें तो इससे ज़्यादा अर्बन सेटलमेंट कहीं नहीं पाई गई है. दिस इज फ्रॉम थर्ड टू मिड सेकेंड मिलेनिया BCE, right? This occupied 15 years. Dholavira is not only witnesses the entire trajectory, but पूरी rise और fall जो है एक ह्यूमन काइंड कैसे इवॉल्व हुई है उसकी जानकारी हमें देती है. Now the site has also some of the significant features like urban planning, construction technique, water management, social governance, development, art, manufacturing, trading, and belief system. If you're writing in mains paper, do ensure that you're writing some keywords in the paper. Now, Dholavira depicts a vivid pictures, that is the regional center, वहाँ की क्या distinctiveness है, क्या characters है उसके बारे में जानकारी देना, and also the knowledge about the Harappan civilization as whole. Now, we are discussing about the UNESCO World Heritage Site list. So, how does it function? What are its core functioning? So, United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization जो UNESCO है, they encourage the identification, protection, preservations and the natural resources around जो वर्ल्ड में है, that is value for humanity, उनके लिए काम करते हैं, उनको आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं, and they list them under the protection list. Now this is employed under the international treaty. एक international treaty है जिसका नाम है basically Protection for the World Culture Nature Heritage. This was adopted by the UNESCO in 1972. And all the World Heritage Site that is placed on the UNESCO list has a special culture or physical significance. Now, the list of the World Heritage Site is maintained by the International World Heritage Program. This is being administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Site Committee. So this is all about the functioning of UNESCO. How does it label the institutions and what is the exact function, its motto behind the formations. Now, Parliamentary Committee recommendations for the MSME revival, the micro, small and medium enterprises have seen very severe shortfalls in the development and the overall contribution to the economy. This is important for your General Studies paper 3, inclusive growth and issues arising from it, right? So एक parliamentary committee है, departmental parliamentary committee on industries. उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट से कहा है कि जिस तरह से गवर्नमेंट ने रिलीफ मेजर्स दिए हैं MSME सेक्टर्स को फॉर द माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस, these relief measures are inadequate. This is coming officially from the Parliamentary Standing Committee. और कमेटी का कहना है कि ये एक ऐसी सेक्टर है जो कि बहुत ही वर्स इफेक्ट हुई है इन द COVID-19 पेंडेमिक. And the Parliamentary Standing Committee has asked for the cash flow of the micro small units. A financial boost up is required. Basically, support from the government is required. So committee has said that the policy must be framed with the focus of small enterprises and not the largest firm. Because micro, small and medium MSME itself calls for the small businesses, and they want that these small number of people should be provided with equal financial responsibility. They should be aided by the government so that they can ramp up their companies or any enterprises. Now it mooted for a fresh help, जहाँ पे बताई गई है कि doubling 90 days of the limit banks to classify loan dues is a problematic, right? So यहाँ पे भी कुछ lean period दी जाने की ज़रूरत है so that they can repay their payments. Now some recommendations that was there by the Parliamentary Standing Committee. Committee ने कहा कि ये ज़रूरी है कि government immediately they should come up with a large economic package that aim at bolstering the demand, investment की growth हो, export promote हो country से, employment generations to help economy including MSME recover the pandemic fallout. Now the committee has also said कि जो soft loan दी जा रही है MSME को, this should be provided at minimal interest rate of 3 to 4%. And liquidity support is something which is very critical and need of the hour at this point of time. Now कुछ ऐसे industries हैं, they have potential of the MSME and they are facing acute cash crunch. So cash crunch के लिए उनको government से liquidity चाहिए होगी, and once the liquidity is provided at nominal interest rate of 3 to 4%, these basically जो उनको प्रॉब्लम हुई है अभी भी कैसे कंपनीज हैं who are investing their saving, right, 20 to 25% of their earning, they're investing in the basically the productions, right? So this is not good because if they do not save, there's no sense of continuing the company. So this is the need of the hour that government should be giving them the liquidity. नाउ इमरजेंसी क्रेडिट लाइन गारंटी स्कीम्स की एक्सटेंशंस की बात की गई. अपार्ट फ्रॉम जितनी सब्सिडीज हैं सॉफ्ट लोन्स टू एमएसएमई, द पैनल हैज रिकमेंडेड कि जितने ट्रेडर्स हैं रिटेलर्स हैं उनको इमरजेंसी क्रेडिट लाइन गारंटी स्कीम्स के थ्रू एक रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग की जाए सो दैट जो उनके सबॉर्डिनेट डेट हैं वो जो फेल हो रहे हैं उनको टेक ऑफ किया जा सके. बिकॉज वंस लिक्विडिटी इज प्रोवाइडेड द पीपल कैन डेफिनेटली मेक द रीपेमेंट एंड दे कैन कंटिन्यू स्टार्ट. Now the traders, retailer as well as the wholesaler, all of now has been restrained into the MSME categories. जो बड़े बड़े भी खास करके अभी गवर्नमेंट ने कहा है कि जो छोटे और या जो स्मॉल रिटेलर्स होलसेलर हैं वो भी MSME कैटेगरीज में आएंगे, मेकिंग nearly 2.5 crore traders eligible for the ECLGS scheme, right? Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. So if these sectors are provided with emergency credit, definitely we can be rest assured that these sectors would be pacing up, right? Now, job loss in the tourism sector amid pandemic. This sector have been severely impacted. The hospitality and the tourism sector have been severely impacted. There's a survey which we'll discuss. Now, this is important for your general studies paper 2, Indian economy. This is basically for the general studies paper 3, Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization of growth, employment and development. So as per this data, गवर्नमेंट ने ऑफिशियली ये डेटा पार्लियामेंट में बताया है कि जो टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्रीज है these sector has been hardest hit due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So these data are coming from the government officially in the parliament. And it is estimated that 21.5 million people have lost their job in the sector, right? So tourism sector has definitely contributed to a lot more people. It include hospitality, hotels, resorts, flights, everything. No, the transport system is also somewhere included. So they have asked that these number of people who have lost their jobs, now how they will carry forward their livelihood. Job loss data की अगर बात करें, about 14.5 million during the quarter 1. उसके बाद quarter 2 की बात कीजिए 5.2 million. Now 1.8 million in quarter 3. These are expected lost, and it is estimated that around 34 million job lost in the pre-pandemic during the tenure of 1920 to 2020. So these are the direct job that were lost, right? So this actually when the COVID started, this is for the data. Now the study was conducted by the National Council for Applied Economics Research for the Ministry of Tourism and has assented the loss to the sectors. So these data are backed by the National Council for Applied Economic and Research. Now moving ahead and talking about the other data that is relevant. So we'll see what are the basically after the job loss, how does it has impacted the sectors. Now looking at the impacts on tourism, as per the report, due to overall economic slowdown during the year 2020 and 2021, tourism has directly added, अगर बात करें tourism direct gross value added की, जिसको TDGVA भी कहा जाता है, इसमें फॉल देखी गई है 42.8% की फॉर द अप्रैल 2020, 15.5% in July, September, and 1.1% in October, December, right? So these are the data, the accurate data. Now the Bureau of Immigration की अगर बात करें, उन्होंने कहा है कि जो फॉरेन टूरिस्टर्स थे इंडिया में, जो बेसिकली द डेटा जो मेंटेन की जाती है कितने फॉरेनर्स इंडिया आ रहे हैं, सो दीज नंबर वेर 10.93 millions in 2019. Now this has declined to 2.74 million in 2020 and about 0.42 million in June 2020. So you can see, compare these two number, from 10 million the number has degraded to 0.42. Now according to the data that is compiled by the Ministry of Tourism, जो domestic visits हैं, अगर बात करें calendar year के हिसाब से, for 2019 that stood up to this much million in 2020 and as present is 61021 millions, right? So definitely these sectors are severely impacted. As of now, government has not assigned any dedicated fund or relief measures. Let's see how this is going to improve. Now US stand on China sea claim. This is important for General Studies paper 2, effect of policies and politics for the developed and developing countries. यूएस के जो डिफेंस सेक्रेटरी हैं, ही हैज सेड इन हिज स्टेटमेंट दैट चाइना की जो एक्सपेंशंस हैं, जो क्लेम चाइना करती है साउथ चाइना सी में, दैट हैज नो बेसिस एज पर द इंटरनेशनल लॉ, राइट. So US has has a strong take on China regarding its जो boundaries है चाइना ने डिफाइन की है, that is its boundary in the South China Sea. Now US is taking a caution on that. Now he pointed out that China की जो growing assertiveness है in the hotly contested waters is something which is not rational according to the United States. Now he also said that US will continue to support the regional coastal states जो इंटरनेशनल लॉज की अगर कहीं वायलेशन हो रही है या फिर जो इंटरनेशनल लॉज हैं उनको रीजनल एरियाज में इम्प्लीमेंट करने की कोशिश भी करेगा यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स. Now, the US Defense Secretary will be the first member of the US President Cabinet to visit the Southeast Asia. Now, this is for the first time after the new presidentship. Joe Biden has started his tenure in the United States. The members would be coming to the South Asia. Now, he said that the US does not seek confrontation with China. US ने कहा है कि वो किसी तरह से US को चाइना को कन्फ्रंट नहीं कर रहा है. There is no tension, but वो किसी भी इंटरेस्ट को थ्रेट भी नहीं करना चाहता है बिकॉज ऑफ द डोमिनेंस विद चाइना इन द साउथ एशियन रीजन. नाउ नेशनल सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसीज के बारे में यूएस ने क्लियर किया है कि यूएस हैज पुट काउंटरिंग चाइना एट द हार्ट ऑफ द नेशनल सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसीज. जो बिडेन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है यूएस में, उन्होंने कहा है कि जो राइवल चाइना है उसकी बिगेस्ट जियोपॉलिटिकल टेस्ट होगी. दीज वर्ड्स आर इंपॉर्टेंट. जियोपॉलिटिकल टेस्ट है फॉर द सेंचुरी बिकॉज US want that चाइना की जो एक्चुअल टेरिटोरियल क्लेम्स है वही वो क्लेम करे और पूरे रीजन में डोमिनेट ना करे. Now, the US administration want to reset the relation with Asian countries and build alliances to face the China. और Quad membership जो है, right? Quad is something which US is very looking forward with. So this would help to build a strong coalition to build alliance against the Chinese resurgence. Now some concerns बात की गई है कि चाइना ने जिस तरह से क्लेम किया है जो एक रिसोर्स रिच एरिया है जहाँ पे ट्रिलियंस डॉलर्स की पॉसिबिलिटीज़ हैं, शिपिंग है वहाँ पे कंप्लीट बेसिकली. और जो कंट्रीज़ है जिन्होंने क्लेम किया साउथ चाइना सी में, उनके जो नेबरिंग कंट्रीज़ है दैट इज़ ब्रुनाई, मलेशिया, फिलीपींस, ताइवान एंड वियतनाम. सो दीज कंट्रीज हैव देयर टेरिटोरियल ऑफिशियल लीगली दे हैव द टेरिटोरियल द लाइन ऑफ क्रेडिट विच इज़ देयर, बट because of the Chinese dominance, they are not doing anything. So definitely US intervention would help them. And China has been accused of deploying a range of military hardwares, including the anti-ship missiles, surface-to-surface air missiles in the South China Sea region. Definitely, basically China is a powerful country and they are trying to dominate the other countries like Philippines, Taiwan, Vietnam, Malaysia and Brunei with its power of military and other levels. Now, an editorial from the Hindu. The title is Needed an Anti-Trafficking Law. This is important for your General Studies paper 2, Welfare Schemes for the Vulnerable Section of Population by the Centers and their States. So, इस editorial में कुछ important चीज़ों पे बात की गई है. There's a 4 subheads. First, I'll be discussing about the introductions. Second is need for a comprehensive bill. Third is a problem worsened by COVID-19. And the last would be way forward. पूरे एडिटोरियल में बात की गई है एंटी ट्रैफिकिंग लॉ के बारे में कि हाउ दिस लॉ कैन हेल्प, राइट. सो इन दिस एडिटोरियल first an example has been given about a girl. If you read this editorial, you find an example of a girl like she's 13-year-old and editor has rescued her. तो उसके बारे में एक बैकग्राउंड कंटेक्स्ट बताई गई है एडिटोरियल में. उसके बाद ये कहा गया कि ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग जो है इंडिया में दैट इज़ अ क्राइम इन इटसेल्फ, बट इट इज़ नॉट ओनली इट इज़ क्राइम बट इसके साथ साथ वो प्रोपेलर है और भी दूसरे क्राइम्स के लिए, राइट. वंस फीमेल और मेल इज बीइंग ट्रैफिक, उसकी अलग लेवल ऑफ हरासमेंट होती है और एक चेन ऑफ क्राइम्स जनरेट होती है, राइट. सो this is what the editor want to convey, and it creates a parallel black economy चलती है एंटी ट्रैफिकिंग के साथ, that fuels up the child labor, right, and child marriages, prostitutions, bonded labors, forced beggary, drugs related crimes, corruptions, terrorism and illicit business, right. So if a human trafficking is being promoted, these problems may also increase in the particular country. So we need to definitely have a rules or law that can curb the human trafficking and make it a criminal offenses. So जो हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस में ये ऑलरेडी स्टेब्लिश्ड है कि अगर ट्रैफिकिंग की जाती है, that is a punishable offense under the Constitution of India. Now, talking about top 5 purposes of human trafficking, these are some of the figures that will help you understand कि क्या क्या reasons हैं. First is forced labor में सबसे ज़्यादा human trafficking होती है. Second is sexual exploitation for prostitutions. Other form of sexual exploitations, domestic servitude and forced marriages, right? These are the reasons of human trafficking in the country. और कुछ important states की बात करें जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा basically child trafficking होती है, that include West Bengal. You can see the numbers here. These are the male, blue in male, red in female. Followed by Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat and Karnataka. Now, need for a comprehensive bill इस एडिटोरियल में बताई गई है. जो एक एग्जाम्पल मैंने आपको शुरुआत में बताया, गर्ल चाइल्ड की एग्जाम्पल है, उसको लेकर के ये बातें कही गई है कि एक कम्प्रीहेंसिव बिल की ज़रूरत है. Now, बचपन बचाओ आंदोलन एक एनजीओ है जो कि वर्क करती है सिविल सोसाइटी. दे हैव कैंपेन्ड फॉर अ डिकेड जहाँ पे स्ट्रॉन्ग लॉ की बात की गई है, एंटी ट्रैफिकिंग लॉ की, बेसिकली जो कि ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग को ख़त्म करेगी. The Government of India has proposed a Trafficking in Person Prevention, Care and Rehabilitation Bill 2021. And this bill aims to tackle all aspects of trafficking that include social and economic cause, crime, punishments, traffickers, protection and rehabilitation of the survivors. Now, इसके अलावा और क्या क्या बातें हैं comprehensive bill में? Now, ये bill कोशिश करेगी to achieve check and balances against the potential misuse of power, जहाँ पे पीरियडिकली ये देखा गया है कि जो लॉज हैं उनको इफेक्टिवली इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया जा रहा है बहुत सारे स्टेट्स में, एंड इवन द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट डू नॉट हैव सम रोबस्ट लॉ टू पनिश द पीपल, राइट? And the government must include crucial provisions in the bill that facilitate its smooth passages in the current parliament session. The ongoing monsoon session is very important to pass this bill, right? Now, coming about the problem that has worsened by the COVID-19. So, COVID-19 ने further intensify किया इस problems को. जो traffickers हैं, they are taking the advantages of a school closure and loss of family livelihood. Many people have lost, many child have lost both of their parents, right? So, ultimately कहीं ना कहीं वो बहुत ज़्यादा vulnerables हैं. तो इसमें example दी गई है जो बचपन बचाओ आंदोलन है. They have given government agencies to rescue almost 9,000 children from the trafficking from the first lockdown, right? So these initiative taken by the BBA is very important. और आपको अगर जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 4 में केस स्टडी पे क्वेश्चन भी इस पे पूछे जा सकते हैं. So you can include some of the important points. Now, in comparison, half of the number of the children were rescued. जहाँ पे 14 month preceding pandemic continued है, अभी भी इस तरह के problems still exist in many parts of the country, and the gravity of situation cannot be undermined. Now, what is the way forward? What is the solutions to this? A strong anti-trafficking law is something which is very important, is a moral and constitutional responsibility of our leaders, of our politicians, of our administration to necessarily step up the step in the nation building process for economical development of the country as well. और ये एक नॉन नेगोशिएबल रियलाइजेशन होनी चाहिए पूरे कंट्री की, जहाँ पे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकर्स ने कहा था कि डेफिनेटली वी शुड अचीव the dignity for each and every individual, right? And India is stepping to the 75 year of independence, and these sort of things should be shortest at the earliest. Now, there can be no greater gift to India than the freedom of our children. It is equally important that these bright minds are our future, and they can have a lot more contribution in the development of the country. And the Parliament of India must urgently pass this strong anti-trafficking law. So this is how you can conclude, you can write your answer in the mains paper. Now, coming to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed with the questions, just to tell you the answers. So for the first question, the correct option is C. And for the second question, the correct option is again C. So for both the question, you have C as a correct option. Today's question, consider the following statement with regards to Garib Nawaz Employment Scheme. The scheme was launched by the Ministry of Labor and Employment. The main of the scheme is to provide short-term job-oriented skill development of minorities youth to enable them the skill-based employment. Very, very important question. Recently, this was there in the news. If you know the correct answer, do let me know in the comment section down below. Right? अपने आंसर्स आप comment section में जरूर लिख करके बताएं. Second, consider the following statement about exercise Cutlass Express. This exercise is annual maritime exercise conducted to promote national and regional maritime security in East Africa and Western Indian Ocean. And this exercise is designated to access and improve the combined maritime law enforcement capacity, promote national and regional security. So if you know the correct answer, do let me know in the comment section. And whichever questions which we are adding for you is very, very relevant for the examination. Make sure आपके current affairs के section यहाँ से complete हो रहे हैं. And if you able to at least correct 10 questions from our initiative, that would be a great achievement for you as well, right? सिर्फ मैं current affairs sections की बात कर रहा हूँ, not the other static portions, right? So this was all about the daily news and editorial analysis. If you have any other concern, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for listening.